I am delighted to be sitting down today with Inby, otherwise known as Inbar Heyman.
Yeah.
I was first drawn to Inbar's work because of her energy and the joy that she brings to performance. She's just a ray of sunshine. Inbar's a live looping multi-instrumentalist with a flair for percussion. She's a total maniac with an acetato shaker, but she's known for making music out of pretty much anything she can get her hands on. She's also put out a couple of singles this year. I adore Southbound.
Yay.
That bridge.
That's my favorite.
That's great. And she's completed a Sample the World tour that she did last year, sponsored, I might add, by Loopy Pro. And she's also a wizard with Loopy Pro, which is why we're talking today. Thank you so much for joining me, Inbar.
Thank you, Michael. I didn't know to expect such a lovely introduction.
Oh, well, of course.
That was very sweet.
So I want to start with talking about how you first got into looping. What drew you to that as part of your musical approach?
Yeah. So I started out performing my music as a one-woman band, and I love coordination, and I was drumming with my feet on a cajon with a pedal and playing whatever ukulele, accordion, percussion with my hands and singing and, like an old school one-woman band.
Amazing.
And it was fun. But it got limited, and I was ready to take the next step, and Loop Station was the thing. I just felt it's time to add more and more. And and so I did a little bit of research and figured out that I should use the RC 505. And I was about to buy it, and then the Mark II was about to come out. So I was like, okay, I've waited. I've been researching and waiting patiently, like, let me wait 2 more months and get the latest.
Sure, makes sense.
And while I was, and I ordered it so that when it's made, I'll get it. And then while I was waiting, I started, just doing, like, looking at YouTube performances and YouTube tutorials. And then I decided to start taking some online lessons. And I contacted Kristóf, who had just won a big competition.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's amazing. And I took a lesson with him over Zoom. It was brilliant. It was over an hour of just learning and getting excited to start looping myself.
Wow, that sounds great.
It was great. And then after, like, probably an hour and 20 minutes, we were about to say, like, bye, thank you. And then he throws out something like, yeah, but the future is in digital looping. I mean, this app, Loopy Pro, that just came out, it's the future. Like, all this hardware, it's so, it's not relevant. Something like that. And I was like, what?
Wait, what?
What?
That's great.
And then we ended the lesson, and then I started, had to look up Loopy Pro, like, what is he talking about? And of course, I think he sent me the Dub Effects video where he's introducing Loopy Pro.
Yeah, right.
The long YouTube video.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I don't know if to say I'm very good or very bad with making decisions, because I can't just make a decision.
I can relate to that.
I have to really, I have to do, like, a master's at any decision I make. So I really dove into it. And I came to the conclusion maybe a week or two later, like, I'm canceling that order. So I had to buy an iPad, and I had to buy an audio interface. The dongle, the cable, dongle entered my life. I'd never heard that word before.
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
Yeah. But the reason was very simple. I mean, I realized with Loopy Pro, like, I think part of the reason I waited on using a loop station and was performing live is because the arrangements I have in my head of songs aren't, like, looping kind of, they're more extravagant. Like, they go in different directions. And that's what I realized, that with Loopy Pro, because of the sequencer, it's more than a loop station. Like, it's a loop station that's going to allow me to do what I really want, like what I really, really want to do. And I liked the idea that it was a new thing and being part of something new. And I think early on I realized you were, like, answering questions, like, the developer is accessible, and I liked that as well.
Right, cool.
Yeah. So I went out and bought everything. I had nothing. I didn't even have an iPad.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
So I can't even ask you about, how it's how it differs from what you were using before, because this was your first.
Right. My first. No, I borrowed a friend's RC505.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I even
Yeah.
have something on YouTube where I was playing around.
Oh, cool. Right. Well, I would love to find out how you use it. Can you give us a tour of your setup?
Yeah. So I have an iPad. I used to use the first iPad I bought was just a regular iPad Generation 9, just the cheapest that I could find. So that required a thing called a dongle. It's called camera adapter kit, where you can charge the iPad while plugging in USB stuff. And then I'll try to show you. It's connected to my laptop right now, but
Cool.
right now I have a iPad Air M2, which is better, but there are actually things the normal iPad was better at.
Oh, really?
So,
Like what?
like it wasn't getting hot. It never got hot
Okay.
like
Yep.
this. All the new stuff, the iPhone, the iPad,
Interesting.
they like to get hot. So
Yeah.
this is a USB hub, right? So it connects to the iPad, and it connects to the iPad here. And then I can plug in 3 different USB machines, and I can charge it. This is a charging port. And I can connect HDMI, which I love to
fun.
do in live shows. So basically I have one, which is my audio interface, and then a MIDI keyboard. So I can show you it's just an MPK Mini, and I'll talk about how I use it. And then I have a foot controller, a MIDI foot controller. So those 3 things. And then in live shows where it's possible, I connect an HDMI to a projector. And then while I'm playing, the audience can see this.
I've seen
beautiful
those.
thing.
They're great. It's such a great way to bring them into the process.
Yeah. It is. I was really worried that it will be distracting, because I know for me, when I see a screen, I just can't help myself.
Mm.
But it's not. People
Yeah.
are.
Well, it's part of the performance, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like something I see that they're looking at me, and then sometimes like, ooh, that just went.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. But
Yep.
it's a
That's great.
beautiful addition to the performance.
Yeah. Cool. And so how do you connect everything to the house? You've got an audio interface, I
Yeah,
assume.
I have an audio interface, and then 2 cables come out of that, the left and the right, and then
Yep.
they connect to the mixer. Sometimes I do like house shows. I just bring one speaker,
Right.
so I just connect it that way.
Yep.
And yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, that sounds like
So my biggest learning curve with Loopy Pro is learning about sound, because I'm the sound person. I'm the sound woman, which I know nothing about. So I'm learning.
Sure.
That's something Kristóf is very good at, and I took a few lessons. But because I'm the sound person, like the person outside can control the volume and do a low pass, high pass, But
All the mixing and
I
stuff
have
is
to make
you.
things. It's me. I got to make
Yeah.
things sound good. So I took that seriously, and I took lessons, and I had a big show, and beforehand I met with a professional sound person, and we did like a rehearsal where really correcting things and making things as good as possible, because I can't afford a sound person I'm
Yeah.
low budget. So
Yeah, sure. So what tools do you use to do that? How do you, strangely enough, I don't really know very much about sound either. I mean, I've got
Yeah.
I've got a very particular skill set. So
yeah,
what do you do? Do you do that all within Loopy Pro itself? Are there plugins that you use?
everything is plugins.
Yep.
Everything is Loopy Pro.
Yep.
Everything. Everything. The audio interface is just put in the mic, put in the ukulele, take out left and right, put
Yep.
in the headphones, main volume of everything.
Right. Yep.
I would ask this, I would ask Kristóf and Ben and people who like you should really listen to.
Yeah.
But this is, every input has like an EQ, and then sometimes effects. A lot of the channels have stuff on them. I don't use buses. I might start, but I didn't like that workflow. It got really confusing, and you have to mute. You have to do a bunch of things, which it's not that big of a deal in Loopy, but I just put things directly on and
Yep.
yeah.
It can get into sort of spreadsheet territory after a while.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. The fact that you made it so beautiful makes learning all of it even more fun, and I don't know, something about it
That's great. That's how I
makes
work
it
too.
even more accessible.
Yeah, I need a feeling of appreciating something visually before I can really invest in it. So
Yeah.
that's great that works.
Yeah.
I quite like the look of your template too. It looks really cool.
Yeah, so I don't have one template. I'm very jealous of those people. But as I said, like the reason Loopy Pro really appealed to me is I make kind of complicated songs. So I have so many things programmed very specifically for every song. That's one reason I can't really use one template. And then I've also just never had like an iPad Pro. I don't think one template would require so many plugins.
Lots of real estate.
Yeah, I don't know if I
Sure.
can handle it. But mostly it's that every song is very different.
Right.
I can take you through my set list.
I would love to see it. So every song has its own template, which you've basically like a instrument which you have designed to play that song with.
Right. Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So the previous song I had on is not a looping song. I start every show with simple song. So it just works as a like I just have mute. These three are inputs and I can mute and unmute them. Right? Ukulele speaking for when I speak to the audience, so it has less reverb and stuff. And then when I perform, it's my ukulele and my singing mic unmuted. And then next song. And yeah, should I walk you through my favorite?
I would love that.
Yeah? This
Please
is such
do,
an
if you don't
honor.
mind.
This is such an honor. I'm very excited.
Oh, well, look, as a developer, I see lots of toy projects that I put together to, try and figure out some bug or whether a feature works. But I rarely get to see what people are actually doing with it up close. So this is really cool for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every template has some things in common. One is a clear all button. It's my favorite because just with a click of a button,
Clean
you start from
slate.
scratch.
Yep.
Yeah. And right now my performance concept is everything is live. Everything. There is not a peeps that is pre-recorded. So there are 2 one-shots here that are drum one-shots. And so those are samples I brought in. So when I clear all, they're not cleared.
Yep.
But what I do is play them live through my MIDI keyboard and record them onto these 2 loops.
Right. So it's like a sampler for you.
Yeah. So everything is live. Like there is everything. I like to work with guidelines.
Yeah.
So with limitations. So my
Yep.
limitation is everything has to be live.
That's
So
great.
this song is called There Is. And I think there's a lot to show on it. We might even just spend time on this one alone.
Cool.
Because it uses... So I want to go back because the reason I used Loopy Pro at first was I was really excited about the sequencer. Which the way it works is you can pre-plan a song and then you press play and it goes through. And so you can stop things and record something and then have it play just a quarter way through. And then you can do really, 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 really complex stuff. But I admit that after a few performances where I was starting out with one song planned out that way, and it just was too rigid.
Right.
It's too rigid. And I discovered follow actions. And follow actions allow me to do super complex compositions.
That's great. So follow actions are actions that take place after something else. So, if you start a clip,
Exactly.
you can get it to do something. Or if you finish recording, you can get it to do something. There's a bunch of different things you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you how I use them.
Cool.
So it allows me to have things pre-planned that I want that I can't do. If I had to like press buttons while doing it, it defeats the purpose. But I'm still live looping. Like if something went wrong or if something went wrong, like my ukulele battery died one time while I was using the sequencer, and it's not the end of the world. Like I put the timeline back to where I was, but
That's an interruption.
You know, if something like that happens, I'm still kind of in the slide. Or if I just feel like the audience is really excited about the triangle, so I'm going to play the triangle for 4 more measures. Or,
Why wouldn't you be excited about a triangle?
Exactly. It's a very exciting, look, I got 2 loops for triangle. So I start this song by just playing. So I just play like a keyboard and sing live without even the metronome going. Like the play button isn't even going yet. I should also say all my songs are with a metronome in my ears. Like you can see that almost all the loops here are preset. 4 bars, 1 bar, 2 bars. Like everything is, I know what I'm going to do there.
Yeah, right. So it counts you in and counts you out automatically, so you don't have to touch it.
Yeah.
Except for the beating. Yeah.
Right. So, and then after that, I start the clock, so I'm getting into the tempo, and I start recording 3 vocal loops. And using follow actions, all I do is press record on the first loop, and then it knows to record the next 2 loops automatically. So I can just show you. So the clock is going, like I'm hearing the metronome, I'm getting in, and once I'm ready, it's going to record. And one follow action already happened, which is it unmuted my vocal mic because maybe I forgot to do it. And the action was to unmute it so that if I didn't forget, it's not going to mute it. But maybe I forgot, because who knows. And as you can see, it's just recording 3 loops. And all I'm doing is singing. And I got to be on key, and it's one of my more challenging songs. But and then after it recorded the third one, 2 more things happened. It muted my vocal mic. You can see that it's muted now. And it selected the piano loop. So because I work with a foot controller, maybe now all I need to do is press a button with my foot.
Oh, because it works on
I
the
don't have to
selected clip.
select. Yeah. So I'll show you.
So smart.
So yeah, the first loop, when you go to the bottom, that's where follow actions are. Lots of follow actions.
Yep.
It's some of them are just in case, like just to be really, really sure. To be really sure that I muted my percussion instance on the mic, because I have one microphone that I imported twice into the mixer, right? One instance is for percussion and one instance is for singing.
Okay, so you have the same input and then they go through a different signal chain.
Yeah.
Right.
So just to make sure that it's the percussion is muted and the vocal mic is unmuted, and that it's muting my instrument, and it's disabling, because in the last performance at the end, maybe I turned on the EQ and the delay. I'm just making sure that now they're off. Like I'm just really safeguarding myself.
That's great, because you don't want to have to worry about that stuff. If you can automate it. Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. And then when I finish record, the follow action is to record loop 1, which is this loop.
Right.
And then I think this one just has, again, unmute, just to really be sure. When I finish record the next loop, and then that one has more follow actions, which is when I finish record, mute my vocal mic and select the piano.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So it saves a bunch of kind of doing this or tap dancing or just yeah.
Which sometimes I think an audience, maybe I should kind of go back a little bit, because I think there's an audience likes to see people like, ooh, what is this wizard doing with all,
They're actually playing solitaire.
Yeah, because there's no need to do anything.
Yeah, well, you kind of get around that by having what you're doing projected on the screen behind you too, because then you can see what's happening.
Right.
That's a good sort of workaround for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I have a piano loop, and then I have a bass loop. So I record those, and then I record the one-shots into these 2 loops.
Right, so you play those using your MIDI controller.
Yeah, I've got 2 pads.
Yeah, so you've bound the pads to the one-shots.
That's another thing I do, and people ask about a lot. they're routed to different colors and different loops so that the kick and the snap are treated differently. So I'm not recording them into one loop. I'm recording them into, like, the kick, which is brown, is going into purple, and I could treat, I think I deleted it, but I could treat the kick in whatever way I want. And then the snap is, what is it? White. And so it's going into this pink, and which looks white on the screen, but it's pink.
Yeah.
And I can treat that. I can put a reverb on it, and I don't want the reverb on the kick. So I've got them separate.
Interesting. So then you can presumably also turn the loops on and off individually. Is
Yeah.
that the idea? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much control there.
So much control. And then when I'm going to record, so everything is playing. I've got the 3 vocal loops, the piano, the bass, the drums. And now I take my ukulele, and when I start recording the ukulele, I set a follow action. When I start recording, stop the singing. So, do a bunch of things. Unmute my ukulele and turn on all the effects for the ukulele, because I don't want them on at all times because it takes up CPU.
Right, because when the effects are off, they're just idling, so they're not using any resources. Yep.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's stopping the piano loop and the 3 vocal loops. And then when I finish recording, it's muting my ukulele. It's disabling all the effects on the ukulele. So I can show you that everything is playing. I'm going to wait for the 1. And now I'm going to press, and yeah.
Right.
All of them. Yeah. So now I've just got the bass and the kick. Yeah.
So it's like it's been sequenced, but it gives you all of the control to figure out the timing. And but it does.
To be more, it's like it's sequenced, but it's free. Like, I can, before recording the ukulele, talk to the audience for a minute if I need to. I don't know. Or if I want to.
Yep.
Or, or do a random solo.
So you kind of get the best of both worlds there.
Exactly. Let's go into the vocal loop. So one of the fun things going on here is one of my favorite features of Loopy Pro, which is the clip slicer. And so I have 2 clip slicers here. And the first one is, you have to choose the clip. Like, what is it slicing? So it's slicing clip number 1. And I made it before. It can be, what is the max? 64? 30? I don't know. Never used it. And I like to divide it evenly. Usually when I choose the slicer, I do it, most people would probably divide on transients. So any, kind of sound wave transient would be a new slice. But divide evenly, so by the metronome, makes it just always brings up some nice surprise. Like, I like the musicality of that. I almost always divide evenly, and I almost always do hold to play. So I can, it only plays as long as I hold. So if I'm saying there is, it's like that there is, I can play around.
Yeah, cool. Do you have that bound to your MIDI controller as well, or do you do that on screen? Yeah. Cool.
These are 8 pads, so it's exactly the amount of pads I have on my keyboard. And
cool.
It's mapped. Exactly. It's mapped. So I can MIDI map this to the pads, which is also pretty sophisticated, I would say. And and then I'm doing the same for clip 2. So I can play, what I usually do is like play them kind of, at the same time.
Yep.
And then kind of split,
it becomes an instrument in its own right. Cool. Yep.
Exactly. And then what I do after that is I have this bottom loop here, and it's a little different than the rest of my, oh no, never mind. I changed that setting. I used to make it, all my loops are phase locked. So they're on the one, and a free loop means it might start on the 1.2. Like, You never know. You can get crazy. So it
Right.
used to be
Yep.
like that, but I think there's a reason I phase locked it.
Okay.
So I've routed, so in the same way I routed the snap to pink, I routed aqua to dark blue, so that this clip, the dark blue isn't listening to anything else besides the aqua. So if I press record here, I can record some of this, but I can record it from the slicer.
Okay, so you're resampling.
I'm resampling myself, exactly, live, and everything is live. Like, I recorded myself, and then I'm slicing it up, and now I'm recording just one bit of it, and then putting, more effects on it, like it has more of a reverb and a delay. And I'm just recording. I'm waiting for me to say love, which is the last word, I think, and recording love into that loop. And it's just saying love, love. So, and then that's playing like, okay, we get it. Love, love, love. And then as soon as I press, as soon as I'm going to start recording a triangle, so it's doing love, love, and I grab the triangle. And as soon as I start recording it, it's going to fade out that loop. So check out what happens to it as I record triangle. You can see the volume fader automatically. So it's like magic.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's like being a magician.
Yeah. It's so great the way that you've hooked this up, for this one song, and the next song has a completely different setup and does different
Yeah.
magic things, and
Yeah. Although
unreal.
this is like I have a few of these. Not all the songs go into
Sure.
such. Yeah, because it's a balance, because sometimes I want to be even more free, and it's a balance.
Yeah, well,
Um,
you wanna have a bit of sort of contrast in a
Yeah.
performance, I suppose. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, some things that are magic and some things that are what you see is what you get, very plain.
Exactly.
This is like there's a lot of wizardry going on here. How did you get in? Like, how did you get started with it? How did you come? Did you read the manual all the way through? Did you have
No.
gurus that you talked to? How do you get to the
Yeah.
point of being able to do this?
So I was using the sequencer, and I was using Loopy Pro for all the other features. And I met up with a friend. He's a musician. I was telling him about this app I'm really excited about. And then he was like talking to me about Ableton Live and how there you can kind of tell it. He was kind of describing this thing where you can tell it to do something after, you can tell it the action that it's going to do. And it lit a light bulb, because I realized I've heard of this thing, follow action. Maybe that's what it does. Like, I never thought of it before. And that's when I got really deep with Loopy Pro, because of follow actions. And along the way, I mean, I'm sure I tried to read the manual, and I'm sure I read parts of it. But there's an amazing Facebook group where if I can't figure something out, I'll look in the Facebook group and see if someone has asked something about it. And if not, I'll ask it myself. And I'll often, even if I don't get an answer, like, someone will say something that will make me think, oh, I should look in that direction. And the amount, like, it's a little embarrassing, like probably 2 or 3 times, well, maybe 1 or 2 times, like, oh, there's a bug, this thing, blah, blah, blah. And then the answer is, no, it's not a bug. It's a setting here. And that, you learn through,
Sure. Yeah.
you
I
learn
think
that
everyone's
way.
had that experience with complex software.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, sometimes it is a bug.
Sometimes, but a lot of times it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm sorry. You must get a lot of that.
Oh, look, it's why I do what I do, really.
Yeah.
It's great to be able to have people who are actually using it who can help me
Yeah.
help steer. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it was just sort of getting your hands dirty, playing around, asking questions when you got stuck.
Yes, and then I mean, the beautiful thing about Loopy Pro, I think a lot of people share this experience with me. It's like, what crazy idea can I come up with? Oh, okay. Can Loopy Pro do it? Absolutely. Like there is nothing I've thought out. My wife makes fun of me because when I was first starting out, I'd just be like zoning out, like just staring in space. And she realized very quickly, like, oh, she's planning things. She's planning how to loop in Loopy Pro.
Scheming.
Scheming, yeah, because along the way, you kind of realize like anything I want to do is possible. I have to figure out how is it possible, right? Like, how do I get there? But I'll get there.
Yep.
So that gives a lot of confidence and motivation to get there because I know I'm able to get there. It's just a question of how, like.
Right.
And will the answer be something I want to do while performing live, or maybe like let's scratch that, do something simpler? But the answer is yes, and it's so beautiful to work with something like that where, because I'm very creative and very like, not ADD, but kind of like, I can't, I always got to do something new.
Sure, I can
Think of
relate to that.
something. Yeah, so you made the perfect app for that. Like I'm just always thinking, and I'll perform this. I mean, and my templates change. Like this isn't what the song looked like a year ago. And sometimes they change, like I realize I want to simplify it a little bit because it's not fun performing with such a complex thing because I want to be present with the audience. Sometimes I make videos for YouTube. That will be a template. And when I play it live, it will be slightly different. And all you do is duplicate project, right? And then you change it.
Right.
Very easy.
Yep. Interesting. So what kind of things would you have set up when you're performing in front of a live audience that you wouldn't have when it's just you and a camera, or vice versa?
With this song specifically, like I was, after recording the word love into here, I had the pitch. So you see I have a pitch slider.
Right.
I was playing with the pitch, but also cutting it. So when I swipe left, it's going to cut the clip in half. So if it's a measure, it's going to make it 2 beats, right?
Yep.
And so I was doing them at the same time, kind of. It was very cool, like love, 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 but it required such precision. And the payoff was like, the audience doesn't realize how difficult this is. And they're not really, they're not appreciating this moment as much as it. And I'm not having fun because I'm, gotta like make it exactly in time because after that, the piano is going to solo and just, okay, let's just scratch that. I have the pitch slider. I might play with the pitch.
Right. I'm feeling stressed just hearing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I just scratched
Keep it
it.
simple.
Yeah. And exactly. I mean, I don't even use these in live shows, but I made these very cool widgets that are changing the pitch of this clip, right? So by taking it down a tone, like 2 half tones, 7 half tones, an octave, but also changing the panning, it's called balance on Loopy Pro. So kind of taking it, doing this thing.
That's fun.
It's there, and maybe I'll use it once in a long time.
Yeah,
but
sure.
There's so much happening already. Like, I love that the option is there. Yeah.
And how have you found working with 2.0?
So it was very cool. I just played a 3-show tour with the beta.
Cool.
Perfect.
That's good to hear.
Perfect. And I'm trying to think if I didn't do anything new for this tour. Like these are songs I've been performing for a long time. So there's one song. Let me find it. It's not this one. In my cover of Just Like Heaven, I made my own sampler. So it took hours of programming where I wanted to record one sound. It started out as I had this little bottle and I blew into it like a flute, but it just had one tone. So I was like, okay, how can I make it interesting? And so I recorded it and played with the pitch. And I was like, oh, but I want to play it on a keyboard. Just getting creative. Like, as I said, whatever I want to do, I'll be able to. But how? And so I made an entire like sampler where I record. It's crazy. So this is a simplified version because for this song, I only needed these amounts of notes. The original one has 3 octaves. But
Wow.
yeah, a lot of manual work.
Yeah.
I'll show you, but all this to say, I don't have to do it that way anymore because 2.0 will do it for me. You can MIDI map. You can just have MIDI for whatever clip you record.
Yeah, play a clip with MIDI. Yep.
That's probably the feature I'm most excited about with 2.0.
Cool. Yeah.
By far. But I haven't incorporated it here yet. Like I'm using the
Right.
old style. Look at how many.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so what are you doing there? You're copying.
So again, when I begin record, these are follow actions. So when I begin record, I'm telling it to stop certain loops. This is a live performance of a song. So these are the things I needed to do. It's switching my control profile. I called it flute because again, it started out as this kind of flute. But now I'm singing a G. I'm singing a G note. So I'm like playing a G on the piano to get the note, and then I'm doing ooh, and as soon as I do that, all the clips stop, and the audience is just seeing me do things are playing, and there's like ooh, and I'm recording that for a while, and then as soon as I finish record into that one shot, it is merge/move, right? So it's copying that audio information into all these clips. And then it's assigning a different pitch. So this one is assigning it 17 semitones up, 16. And this is specifically for this song. I need a C, B, G, F, E, I need like these 8 notes. So it's doing it for all of them. It's copying. It all happens pretty fast. And then the other thing is the other follow action. And this is just so brilliant of you to have follow actions for so many actions, right? So there's a follow action for what do you want happening when you clear the clip? Like, it's so brilliant. So when I clear the clip, I wanted to clear all of the clips.
Yep.
All of them.
Right.
So you can look here and I'll clear one of them and they're all cleared.
Yep. And
then I'll record. Well, it's recording. And as soon as I stop it, you'll see it pop up on all the other ones. Really fast too. Like, boom.
And now each of those is pitched to the tones you need.
It took maybe 2 seconds. I don't know if you could see it, but it moved them really fast and then it changed the pitch.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
And now it's...
And now you don't need it.
Yeah. But now you don't need it.
Yeah.
Now you don't need it.
I'm so sorry you went through all of that.
It's one of my proudest accomplishments.
That's very cool. Yeah. I love seeing the crazy stuff that people are doing with it. It's just...
Yeah.
What? I'm waiting for someone to make Doom on it. That's the next thing. People get Doom to run on, this keyboard could probably run Doom if you plug the right thing into it. But yeah, I'm sure
Crazy.
It's coming.
I'm sure. Just say the word. I'm sure someone will do it.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So my songs often have like verse, bridge, chorus, which aren't necessarily the same chords. Sometimes they are, but aren't. I want it to be arranged differently. So this is something I do a lot, is have widgets that take me to the different parts, and the verse will play all these, and then the chorus will play all of them. The B part is just one clip and a lot of things happening live. Like I'm playing and singing live, and then that, and then, so I have this with quite a few songs where...
Kind of like a scene shifter.
A scene shifter, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
With one button.
Yeah, and then ending like bongo solo. Just have these.
Yep, that's very cool.
Yeah.
So, do you have any advice for people who are just starting out with Loopy Pro and they see this video and they discombobulate at the wizardry that you are performing? What advice do you have for someone who's starting out and they want to be able to do this kind of
Yeah,
thing for themselves?
it's all okay. It's very quickly when I started looping, and this is maybe when I even borrowed my friend's RC505 for a week, is when I realized looping is almost like learning a new instrument. So you have to treat it that way, and you have to, just set your expectations accordingly, because you can't pick up a guitar and be a pro at it. You just can't. You have to go through learning and practicing. And looping is not as hard as becoming a guitar player. It's not that much work. Really getting good at guitar will take years. Really getting good at looping, you can do it in a few weeks if you're, or months, like whatever you need. But it is like learning an instrument. You can't cheat it. Like, it takes precision and a lot of practice. So it doesn't matter if it's Loopy Pro or another loop station. Give yourself time, and the answer to anything in life is practice. It's just the answer for everything. I'm sure it's the answer for coding, for looping, for learning an instrument, for learning a language. You have to practice. So I think Loopy Pro makes it just a lot of fun to practice. And I think the thing that is different with Loopy Pro is you're kind of a programmer alongside being a musician now. And I think it's okay to get lost in the programming as long as you remind yourself it's for the music. I'm doing this for the music, right? Like, why am I spending so much time choosing colors and arranging the template? It's for my music because I want to present my music. So it's okay. Like, let me enjoy it. Like, it's part of the process. Why am I spending 3 days not 3 days, I'm exaggerating, but why am I spending a whole day figuring out how to program one note into 8 notes? It's for the music. Like, there's no reason to be frustrated or feel like I'm moving away from making music. It's a tool for my music, and now my music is awesome because I did it. So just don't forget that it's for the music, and don't be afraid of it. Like, it's part of it. You're creating your tool for music. And my other piece of advice is and I see a lot of people doing this, but use the community, because that's one of the biggest powers of Loopy Pro. Like, there's an amazing community. It's amazing. And it's reflective of you. Like, the kindness and the patience and the caring is there. Like, ask anything, someone's going to answer you. And I experienced this on the Facebook group, but I know there's a Discord, and I don't know if Slack is for this.
There's the website as well. Yeah, forum.loopypro.com.
Forum,
yeah.
right.
So there are 3 different places.
Right.
Yeah.
So use them. Don't,
Love
don't
be
afraid to ask, even if, because I've asked before, and the answer was like, it was embarrassing, but
I don't think anyone sees it that way. There's not much judgment.
It's true. There isn't much or at all.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Yeah, and start. Just play.
Yeah. And that's true with any instrument, isn't it? You pick it up and noodle around.
Yeah.
If you have a particular song that you want to cover or compose, what is your process to take the concept of that and create something like this incredible template?
Yeah.
How do you break it down? How do you work out which bit you're going to loop, which bit is going to, you're going to do the repeats yourself, which bit, like, how do you?
Right. That's a really good question. And it's been a while. I've been so busy with things that it's been like a year since I've done a new arrangement of something. It's just a process. So it's not in one day. And there are things I'll always have on the template. Like, I'll probably I'll probably duplicate some project that I know there's a lot of elements I want. in these widgets that mute and unmute my inputs, if it's the effects that are on there, if it's these buttons, because there are a lot of basic things I'll always have, I don't have to start from scratch. There's also a thing where when you start a new project, you can make templates, right? So I've made a few templates. I might start from those. And then I have like way too much on them and I'll delete instead of building back up, because deleting is easy.
And satisfying.
And so satisfying. This is the most satisfying. Oh, I love it. Just clear it out of here.
Digital version of a table flip.
And then the most important button in all of Loopy Pro is the undo.
All comes
most
back.
Important.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of work, that feature.
So I would think of, let's say I know I want piano chords. I'll spend some time choosing the sound, and I have AUV3 instruments. Everything is, again, Loopy Pro is everything. So I bring in an audio unit instrument, and I'll try some of the plugins I know I like, and I'll choose a sound. I might change it later, and then I'll think, if I know like it needs to be 4 bars, I'll set the loop to 4 bars. Percussion, like I'll start probably with 4 loops, and then sometimes it will be more, sometimes less. I'll do the panning. I usually have drum one shot, so I'll choose the sounds of right. Like I bring in, a lot of times it's on a separate page, but I'll test different sounds and choose that. With the ukulele, it's choosing the sound. And then because I perform live and I play percussion, and you can't make percussion be digital, there are limitations that I know I'm starting out from. So if I'm planning this for a live performance, I know it needs to start by recording the stuff from the microphone, because I'm in a live performance and there are speakers, and I want my loops to be as clean as possible. When I'm recording a ukulele that's plugged in, or an electric instrument, the loop is so clean because it's just getting that signal. When I'm recording singing or percussion, whatever is coming out of the speaker is bleeding into the mic. So I'll need to start by recording that.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'll think of the order of and again, it will change. Like I'll start with something, then I'll play it through, and then I'll realize I don't like that, so I'll decide to change, and then I'll try that. Oh no, the first way was better. Like it's trial and error, and I'm maybe not the wisest. Like as soon as I decide on something, we'll then work on follow actions to make things like really hands-free. But then the next day I'll change it. So then I'll have to change all the follow actions.
I call that
Not the smartest.
going depth first instead of breadth first, and that's my sin as well. I can relate to that. I want to go all the way, and then you throw it all away the next day. Yeah.
Okay, that's comforting. That's comforting.
Just want to invest.
And one of the things I also realized was important was not having the entire show be looping. Like having some mixture a little bit. So this is the song. This is Southbound, where the way I wrote it, the verse and the chorus, there was one chord that was minor here, that was major in the chorus, that was giving it like a twist. And I, of course, wanted to do it that way. And I was building the song and thinking like of the loops and choosing the sound, and and I knew that it needed to be 4 bars and I just realized if I'm going to do it that way, it's going to bore the hell out of the audience and of myself. Like recording separate loops for the verse, because I want keyboard, bass, ukulele. I want at least 3 things playing at both.
That's a lot of setup.
That's a lot of recording loops. So this is one example where I was like, I prefer to have fun. I prefer to like have a better flow and have fun and be more free. And I'm going to sacrifice that major chord. And so when I live loop this song, the chords are a little different than what my intention was and what the studio version is.
Interesting. So the trade-off is that you get a faster build at the beginning.
I get a much better performance.
Yeah.
My audience is with me. Like, oh, she just added that. Ooh, she just added that. And instead of, oh, she added that. Ooh, she added that. Oh, now she's doing that again. Oh, we already heard that. You know, like they don't know the difference between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it that allows you to make a good performance? What are the values that you're trying to kind of fulfill when you're designing something like this?
Practice.
That always helps.
Practice, which gives confidence, and just experience. Like my first shows in front of an audience are going to be less good than my 20th show in front of audience, than my 50th show. You know, you just have to go through the mud. And this is a constant thing I think I'm mostly aware of. Like, this is a screen, right? The iPad is a screen. So it took me a while to like, oh, but there's an audience. Oh, screen. Oh, you know, so engaging the audience with my eyes and my presence instead of hands on screen, I think is really important.
Yep. Easy to get lost.
Yeah. And that's just practice and experience and yeah, trying to have fun, because then the audience will have fun.
Yeah. Yep.
And I try, you know, I start each show with simple song, which there's no looping. There's like 3 notes in it. So the farthest away. And then I say, from now on, the show isn't simple. And I spend a minute explaining. Even if there's no projector, or if there is, like I spend a minute, like, this is what a looper is. This is what you're going to hear. Sometimes it's going to be electric from my keyboard. Sometimes you'll see it happening live, but it's, you know, I just bring them into the experience.
That's great.
I think that really helps. Yeah.
Yeah. As an audience member, I love being able to know what is happening, because so often it is kind of invisible. So being able to understand as it's happening in front of you is great. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of feel like you're part of it.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. So what role does looping play in your wider musical career? Is it just a performance tool? Do you use it for composition? Like how do you use it when you're not on stage?
Yeah. Yeah, Loopy Pro has become the thing I'm most comfortable working with, and I've written I had ideas that I hadn't developed into songs, and I've developed those into songs using Loopy Pro with probably 3, if not more, songs, which is a lot. Like, I don't have that many current songs. Like, out of the current lineup, probably 3 or 4 are, you know, there was some idea in my head. Sometimes maybe I played it with the ukulele. Sometimes it was just a melody in my head, but I really created it with Loopy Pro.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And like force myself to go to Logic Pro on the laptop, because that's the way things are produced. And I'm so comfortable with the workflow of Loopy Pro. It's like it's a question mark.
Right. Yeah.
But it's played a huge part. A huge part because of all the features of Loopy Pro and all the iOS music world in general, because it's accessible. Like, don't have a lot of money. I can't afford things on the laptop. And somehow it's a thing where iOS stuff is just 10 times cheaper.
It's amazing, isn't it?
But it's the same thing.
It is. It's the same code. Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's so weird. Yeah.
So I can work with really high quality plugins, or I can find really fun instruments, and if they're not free, they're really cheap, and it's just become my like music station and this whole world. And you know, it was a rabbit hole for like a year of, oh, I need that instrument. Ooh, this came out. You know, I was
a time and money sink.
And now I'm beyond that. I have everything. So I can, no, I don't have everything, but I've calmed down. So it's a huge tool for like creating arrangements and thinking of parts and, all the bass parts for my songs I came up with on Loopy Pro and using drum samples and practicing finger drumming. And it's all been through Loopy Pro. So it's been a huge, huge, huge part of my music making and my live performance. And yeah, clearly a live performance, it's everything. Nothing would be possible without it.
That makes me so happy.
Yay, me too. Yeah, it's been a huge gift, really. I've grown a lot. I've learned a lot. Yeah.
In terms of your wider kind of music background, you've roamed the world. You've studied music in so many places, like the US,
Yeah.
Argentina, Ghana, Greece, Ireland, Turkey, Senegal.
Yeah.
What has that given you? How has that shaped the way that you approach creating music? Are there any specific, techniques or inspirations that you've picked up?
Interesting. Has it affected my looping at all? I mean, a lot of my music is like there used to be kind of these two separate things that I've now really combined, which is I like to drum on everything, on like gum and bottles and spoons, and how do I connect that with piano is my first instrument, and with the more traditional instruments from Ghana and from Ireland, and that's why I went to a loop. Like that's why I decided to start looping in my live shows, because I wanted to bring all of that in.
Right.
And if I'm only doing one thing at a time, like there's not really a way to do it. But when I can loop and I can show you something and then you'll hear it in the background, it's a lot more powerful.
It's so rich, yeah. The way that you used it in your single, like in Southbound, just the scope of that track.
Yeah.
It's magical, yeah.
Yeah. And I co-produced that with Ruido, and he's the bass player for that, and he put in some great ideas.
Cool.
So that was a fun, and I love the water bottle in that.
Oh, I know, me too.
That was like my best water bottle playing at the end of that song. Ooh, I was like on fire.
That's saying
playing.
a lot.
Yeah. So I think, and then in terms of my rhythmic world, and just saying I wanted to do something in 15, and that wasn't an option. Where did you stop? You stopped at 12.
How rude.
I think you should go to 17. So
sure.
Rude.
Make it just
what
a
if
free
people
text
from,
entry field. Why
from
not?
Bulgaria? What if people from Bulgaria want to
That's
loop?
true. Yeah, why not 184.8? Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you're right.
but I found a workaround, because I can set the length to 3 bars and 1 beat, or 3 bars and 2 beats, right? And then I can definitely loop something that's
Sure.
that's an odd rhythm.
Yep. Just need to do a little bit of calculus first.
Yeah. No. Very basic.
Sure.
Very basic math.
Yep.
I'm sure all those influences are there.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it certainly shows in your music the depth of your performances. You also have a rather ridiculous following on Instagram. How do you balance that? How do you balance creating content for social media with performing live, with doing other creative things that you love to do? Do you approach those videos that you make, do you do them differently to how you would be preparing for a concert?
Yeah, so that happened very randomly. Like, when was it? A year and change ago? Almost a year. Yeah, almost a year and a half ago. Because I love Instagram, and I was posting videos, and I thought they were awesome, and I was making connections on Instagram and inspiration, and some of my videos were with Loopy Pro, and some were just playing percussion, and then a video went viral, like super viral, and I recognize that it's an opportunity and a resource. Like it's a resource that I gotta water. It's like a seed that I have to water. So it has changed my life in the sense that I'm spending a lot of time and energy on that and growing it because I think it's something like it's a breakthrough moment. And as quickly as you gather followers, you lose followers.
Right.
And there's power in having a lot of followers. Um, and lucky for me, it's just a format that I love because I am like, ooh, ah, ooh, ee. I
Yeah.
just love so I love the short video format. I love that I can do a bunch of different things. I haven't let it change I'll still do what I like to do. Um, it's still sometimes Loopy Pro, sometimes random objects, sometimes instruments. Um, but it's brought some opportunities like with some companies and getting new instruments from people like that I would have never had, like having a tongue drum that's electric. So like two different companies have sent me one because they know I do live looping and it has a pickup. And so I use it and I've um, that's
That's
been
cool.
amazing and some plugins and microphones and um but it does take up a lot of time like what I just told you, that it's been a year since I've really done an arrangement for a new song. I haven't had that time. And that's not just because social media, it's because I'm trying to record music and have it, put music out on Spotify, and I have to somehow make money and I have to do other things. Um but yeah, it's been fun. It's
It
been
does really seem to suit you.
yeah,
The joy that you bring to the exercise. I love seeing the next thing that
yeah.
you come up with.
Good.
Yeah, they're
Good.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to do some 2.0 stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah. Um, do you find that you have developed any guiding philosophies when you're planning out a live show? Like, what is important to you when you're performing?
My guiding formula right now is everything has to be live. And maybe that will change someday. Like I'm not sure if that's the way I'll perform forever or just for the next year or a few years, or because Loopy Pro makes it really easy to also use pre-recorded stuff,
Mm.
which is beautiful. Like that's an amazing element of it. Um I can easily and I know Dub Effects does this, and I know it's very easy to combine pre-recorded stuff, and sometimes it makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
But as I said, like to have limitations.
Yeah.
It helps me.
It's a source of creativity, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I love that. I love that my performance has to be live.
Yeah.
Everything is live. Every loop, and I love the challenge of it because it's challenging to loop, and I love that, and I like practicing towards shows and but I would say that is my guiding light.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. I mean, something about knowing that everything you hear is something that you were there to witness happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty special as an audience member when it's something that it turns into this full orchestration. That's quite magical to be a part
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
Cuz these days you go to a show, even if there's a full like 6-piece band, you don't know if is everything live? Like these days it's usually not all live. Like 8-piece bands will have a computer
Yeah.
doing some pre-record. So
Yep. Sure.
I like to be more
Yeah. It's nice to know
raw
what you
than that.
see is what you get. Yeah. I get it.
Totally.
Yeah. Speaking of
Totally.
which, so we're going to get you to do a performance to show off what is actually happening while you're playing. We're not going to do it right
Mhm.
now, but you're going
Right.
to record it later and then we'll pop it in and yeah, be able to
Yeah.
actually see this template working, which should be fun.
There is fire, there no smoke without a fire. There is no hatred without love. There is no smoke without a fire. There is no hatred without love. There is no smoke without a fire. There is no hatred without love. There is no smoke without a fire. There is no hatred without love. There is no smoke without a fire. There is no hatred without love. There is no smoke without a fire. There is no hatred without love. There is no smoke without a fire. There is no hatred without love. There is no smoke without a fire. There is no hatred without love. There is no smoke without smoke without. There is hatred, hatred. There is no smoke without a fire. There is hatred, hatred, hatred without hatred without love. Hatred without love. Hatred without
All right. Well, I have a final lightning round series of questions for you.
Okay. All right.
What are your favorite effect plugins?
Ooh. That's a nice question because that's the question I'm most eager to hear from.
Oh, yeah.
From the other interviews. Although I've already asked them. Like it is the thing that I used to be most like excited
Yeah.
about.
Well, you always
So,
want to know what are the new toys, what's out there.
yeah.
Yeah, discovery
Yeah.
is still hard, so it's a big one.
I don't know how to get started and then not and then stop. I don't know how to stop.
You don't have to
I'm
stop.
already like going fast. So as a separate app from Loopy Pro, my other favorite music station for iOS is Koala Sampler.
Yeah, it's
And
brilliant.
I use it. It's brilliant. It's really I learned a lot from that. I used to put it into Loopy Pro sometimes and sometimes just use it for just for creativity. I think Loopy Pro, like especially with 2.0, there's just more and more features that are kind of making Koala. I open it less and less, but I love it. I love it, and it's even cheaper than, I mean, things are so cheap on iOS, it makes it really accessible. So that's that's outside of Loopy Pro. And then inside of Loopy Pro, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be, should I just look at, so first of all, there's all these instruments. And I use Numa Player, which is free. It's just free and has beautiful sounds, and you can combine sounds. I use that a lot. There is Monolith by Bliss, which is free. I like free. I mean, I appreciate free stuff.
Yeah.
And then there is
It's such high quality too. Like, it's not, you would think a free app
That's
would
the
just be
crazy
this
part.
throwaway thing, but it's professional quality
Super.
sound.
Super.
Yeah.
I like Twin 3. So FabFilter is like the greatest thing for me because it's so expensive on laptop and a lot less expensive for iOS. And so I really like their synth Twin 3. And I like all their effect apps, and I'll talk about effects later. I really like it. All their stuff is a little heavy on CPU.
Yeah.
So like, and on the other spectrum of that is Bliss, and whose stuff is super cheap, super quality, but really light on CPU. So I'll just end up using that because it's, it just works. It's less stressful in the live performance. I used to love, so this is a drum machine, the Analog 909 by, what are they called? But anyways, it stopped working, unfortunately. Works for one time, and then if I'll close and reopen the project.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Oh.
So I think, there's a lot of instruments. Yeah, this one is a crazy bass by, what are they called? Korg. This is a crazy bass. Super cheap. I don't even remember how much. Just a few dollars, and like an amazing bass synth. Yeah. And then effects. FabFilter is amazing. I mean, the EQ is on every input and every channel.
Yep. How does it go with performance? Is the EQ heavy, or is that?
It just has to be there. So it's okay. Saturn. So they have a saturation app called Saturn, which if I could, I would have a lot, and that's heavy. And I have an iPad Air, and that sucks because I would use it a lot more.
Right. Have you tried playing with buses? Because you can send some of the channels to a bus where you have just one of them, and then you can send it onwards. Of course, then you have to mix it all together.
Would that be different? Yeah, but let's say I put two instances of the same, like Saturn A on two channels. Yep. Is that the same thing?
It sometimes is, and it's sometimes not. It's something that I haven't really documented very much. It depends on the signal chain. So if it can optimize by having just one, like if it's possible to mix those chains together, it will just do one. But if you've got, after that effect, if you've got different effects that come after, if they go out different channels or they've got a different signal path afterwards, it has to make two of them. So it's the equivalent of basically having two instances, but it keeps the state synced. So they act like one.
That's interesting.
But it's two. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah. So sometimes you get away with it.
I want it especially for the low end.
Yeah.
So like on two channels. So that's just an amazing app by them. That's an amazing effect. And I use a lot of, as I said, Bliss, their reverb, their delay, like something very basic but beautiful sounding, and really just works for iOS really, really well.
Cool.
And their what's it called? I always forget what it's called, but it's so nice. Dragonfly. I love Dragonfly. Makes everything fluttery. So Eventide black hole reverb is beautiful, and I'll often have a knob on my keyboard that's controlling the mix, so kind of make a trail of like this beautiful reverb, and then I can control it. I can bring it in at the end of the sentence.
Right.
I do that for a few songs.
Cool.
And
you have so many.
I have so many.
That's great.
It's true. I have so many, and I would love to talk about all of them.
Mm.
Like, there's nothing here that I don't love. I'm trying to choose the really Timeless by FabFilter would be my delay of choice. Again, if it wasn't, like, I have to really think about it with the CPU. But I love their delay. And I also like other desert cities as a delay. It has a reverse delay, and
That's cool.
Pan Station. It's really fun to play with doing that.
Right.
And this is a free compressor. Rough Rider 3 is a free compressor I use a lot. And then my favorite is Tornado. Favorite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like a
Favorite.
Swiss Army knife of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It doesn't feel heavy on CPU. I mean,
No.
maybe it is. I've never experienced it causing any problem. I've used it as ukulele, like a pedal board for the ukulele, because with Tornado, you get 8 effects at a time, right? So, and I use it as like on the master channel or on like a few channels. It has so many effects.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
It's bonkers.
It's bonkers, and I haven't even gone like, right? Like, you can really personalize. Yeah, you'll talk about it with other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's a universal favorite, that one. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
It is. And I'll often have my knobs on the keyboard.
Right.
Like, I'll map like 4 or 8 or 6 of these to Tornado.
Right.
So this will be black hole reverb, and then maybe this will be another effect, but a lot of them will be just different Tornado.
What would you
thingies.
be binding them to? Like parameters within Tornado itself that control the the
Yeah.
amount of a particular effect, or
Is it on here? No. It would be, I can just do it live. Control settings, adjust effect parameter, and Tornado. And then it's very easily, because it just immediately gives you control 1 through 8.
right? Yep. Which is
And
the equivalent
then-
of the big knobs on the screen, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Cool.
it has 8 of them, each one with a knob. And if I do control 1, now my keyboard knob is mirroring
Yep.
that. I used to make a sliders on the main screen of Loopy Pro that mirror Tornado.
Right.
But I've just started using my keyboard, and
Yeah. Yep.
no need for that.
Less having to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Koala effects, like I have it on here. I've made some
Yeah, they're great.
widgets, so they're great.
They're really fun.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem quite light too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, if you have an iPad Pro and you don't have to worry about it, great. But it is something I consider when playing live. So Tornado and Koala effects for playing around have never failed me.
Yeah.
And putting as much Bliss effects have never failed me, because they're so light. And then there's the good ones that you just have to really think about it.
Yeah, sure. Have you found the per plugin CPU monitor? Have you come across that yet? It's something I put into 2.0, but I know I haven't actually told
you
anyone.
Are genius. Okay.
If you tap the CPU monitor in the corner, yeah. I really have to document this. You can know who's responsible for your glitches.
Oh my God. Look at that bass that I just talked about.
Yep.
Korg. Okay.
Naughty
Gotta
people.
think about that one.
Yeah.
And the reverb I was saying is light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, a lot of these are probably idle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because when they're not actually processing something, they're at pretty much 0.
Okay, that's
Funny.
so brilliant. You just, my God.
I know. I need to document it somewhere.
Oh my God. That's so helpful.
I mean, someone asked about it,
Because
and I was
that's
like, "Yeah, I'll put that
so
in."
helpful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's sort of an obvious thing, isn't it? Yeah,
Wow.
just hidden, tucked away.
I'm going to use that. And I'll, because sometimes maybe I'm guessing that it's Saturn and maybe it's something else. Like,
Yeah, it is guesswork.
know.
Otherwise, yeah, yep. That's why I put it in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
Or make sure it's in the manual or something. Not that I ever read manuals, but
Amazing.
someone will. Yeah.
Someone will.
All right. So we've talked about plugins. Do you have a favorite piece of gear, hardware?
I do, and I didn't bring it.
Oh,
I'm not at home right now. So embarrassing.
Tell us about
Okay,
it
so
anyway.
I have two. Let's see but it's in use right now. So the one I didn't bring is my foot controller, and I don't know why I'm in love with it. I see it and I'm like, oh. And it's the Morningstar M6 something 6. MC6.
MC6, yeah.
MC6.
It's a
I would have
popular
gotten
one.
8. They didn't have it. So I got the 6,
Right.
which is a little limiting.
Yep.
But I love it so much. I use it so much. And yeah, you can see here like MC6, MC6 like because it's 6 buttons, I can just have as many different use different banks and just have a widget that sends a message to the foot controller. Go to the next bank or go to that
Interesting.
bank.
So rather than using control profiles to do banks, you're actually telling the controller itself to send different messages for each.
Yeah,
foot
so
pedal.
right, that would be
Cool.
two ways to do the same thing.
Sure,
So
yeah.
the control profile is one. There's
Right.
one for this song. I could have done more, but these are telling my foot controller first be the 6 basic ones that are like record, clear, blah, blah, blah. Once I have the loops recorded, I can now go to a different bank where
Right.
I've mapped it to do verse, bridge, chorus, line.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
And my other favorite piece of gear has been discontinued and I can't figure it out. And it's my audio interface. And it's Zoom U44. It is so light.
They've stopped making them.
Yeah. I mean, they're ugly. So maybe they're coming out with a prettier version.
Audio
but
interfaces are. That's okay.
this is pretty ugly compared to ones I've seen.
Right.
It is so lightweight. I don't know how to, it is the most lightweight piece of gear. It can work on, it has I can connect it to electricity. Right now, it's just plugged into my laptop, so it doesn't need any of that. And if I'm on the street busking, it can work on batteries, just 2 AA batteries. And so then my iPad won't be drained completely. Like I can have I can perform on the street using this and an iPad, and it has 4 outputs, which to me, for the way I work with a metronome, is the minimum I need. I need 4 outputs because I need 2 for the audience and 2 for the metronome.
Yep.
Because I can't have one ear hearing a metronome and I can't work with the flashing screen. And it has them. It has 4 outputs and it has 2 inputs, but I just got an extension, which is very small, where I can have 2 more inputs. So it has everything, like 4 inputs, 4 outputs is a lot. 2 AA batteries, and you can go, and takes up no weight. Like in my backpack, it's a tiny box.
Is that what you take when you're doing, proper shows, like house shows?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah. So now I just got the extension because sometimes I play shows where I'd like more than 2 inputs. So I take a big Focusrite bunch of inputs, bunch of outputs, audio interface. But now that I got the extension for that, I'll just take it. I'll just take that. I've got 4 inputs, ukulele, tongue drum, 2 mics.
That's pretty compact.
It's
cool.
Amazing. I like small things. I like small things. I play small instruments. I don't know if you noticed, I've stopped playing accordion. It's too big and heavy.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
I limit that somewhat. I miss the accordion.
I do too. But it just...
Yeah, I get it. Yep. Have you considered a concertina?
Yeah, it's a completely different instrument, but
Yeah, totally.
I should consider it for sure. Yeah, so my foot controller is also very small and compact
Yep, right.
and super powerful and just super, I don't know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. All right. This might be a stumper, but we'll see. What is the smallest
Okay.
change to your setup that you have made, which has made the biggest difference to you? Smallest change, biggest difference.
Wow.
Would you like some thinking music?
Smallest change.
Or you could just take it as, what change has made the biggest difference as well.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be dramatic.
I mean, yeah. So I don't think it's small, and I already talked about it, but the moment I started using follow actions changed everything. It's like one feature, but it changed everything about the way I think about my performance, the way the options that opened up with it's supposedly one feature.
Yeah, I think it counts as small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So follow actions are
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
a gift from, so cool.
That's great.
Oh, and I can say something even smaller because when I discovered project-wide follow actions, it's a small, it's even a smaller category, right? It's like a small thing I noticed one day, or I don't know, probably when trying to solve some problem and writing about it, and I don't remember how I heard about it. It makes a huge difference. One is in the things I tell it, and I don't know if this, lots of things. One is in the things I tell it to do when I load a project. I don't have to remember anything anymore because it's going to take me to the right control profile for my MIDI keyboard. It's going to take my foot controller to the right bank of keys. It's going to unmute or mute. And you changed. I learned about this before you brought in this thing where you mute it, like Loopy Pro mutes things automatically.
Yeah, to avoid feedback. Yeah.
I used to have feedback issues when starting certain projects.
Yeah.
And before you solved it, I found a way to solve it. I just mute everything.
Yep.
And but the other, it's like small, but it's huge, is in every project, I say as a project-wide follow action, when I begin record, select that loop.
Right.
So it's a big change for me because sometimes, for whatever reason, I'm going to use my hand to press record on a loop. But once I'm playing, my hand isn't free. So I want to use the foot controller. So before that, while I'm playing, I got to go, right? Use my key to select the
navigate.
right loop.
Right.
Navigate through my loops while I'm performing and recording to be able to stop that loop. So it's as if it's something small, but it's a huge change in my performing live.
Yeah.
That loop is immediately selected, so I can just press on my foot controller. I just press stop record.
Yep. Yay. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I put that in. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
Me
Final lightning round question. This is very slow lightning, but that's okay.
Okay.
What is the best looping tip that you have learned along your journey?
Nothing really comes to mind as like a looping tip. I think from the very start of me wanting to use a loop station, Kristóf was very influential because he had just won. I was like following the loop station competition. It's more a beatboxy thing. And realizing he won because of his sound, like his audio, not engineering,
mastering
but like
chops.
Mastering, exactly.
Right.
So, and that's why I started learning with him, because I knew that I didn't know much about it. And so it's not even a tip. It's just something that from the beginning, I know this is super important to make things sound good and not just to be concise with looping and be accurate, but learn how, and it's a constant learning curve, and I'm, got a long ways to go, but I'm going, like I'm learning and I'm going.
What is one component of that? Can you give me an idea? Because I know almost nothing about mastering.
Yeah. Well, I highly recommend taking a lesson with Kristóf. And I told him he should give a master class because
Yeah.
he's not only a master at what he does, he's an amazing teacher. I mean, basic things like panning, right? So a lot of my loops will be slightly panned or really panned, using the stereo field.
Right.
To
give separation.
I assume that when I started, everything was, I didn't even think about that, right? It wasn't even, so I think about it. That's part of an arrangement for me.
Yep.
When
Right.
you asked about thinking about an arrangement, like at some point comes the like, okay, I've got 2 melodica loops, so that's an easy like left and right? 70% left, 70% right. I've got percussion loops, like where do I place them? Where do I place the keys in the ukulele? And then EQ is something I'm learning about still, but using EQ on the inputs, on the channels.
Is that like, occupying different parts of the spectrum for different instruments so that they stand out from each other, or what's the?
No, I mean, it's even just cutting out the low end, and
Right. Yeah.
I didn't even know I had a boost there, but okay, I guess I have a boost there. Yeah, usually just cutting out the low end while I'm recording things with the microphone.
Yep. Right.
And yeah, in some, I don't even know if I have a current example, but there was a song I used to perform where, yeah, I was cutting out more to make more room for the vocals, so cutting out more of the ukulele, but having an awareness.
Yeah.
That if I don't know how to do it, I should go talk to someone, and that's an important part of looping.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Know
your place on the Dunning-Kruger curve.
I think I'll probably think of something and I'll let you know.
That's a pretty good tip, though.
Yeah.
So, any new projects in the works? What's next for Inby?
The most important thing for 2025 is to get my songs on Spotify, and I'm starting to think, I've been trying to make, so it's the first template I showed you, and it's one of the first videos I made with Loopy Pro, and has a lot of views, and people really connect with it, and I know I want to make a studio version, and I've been stuck with it. I'm like on the 3rd version, and I'm thinking I might just make a live looping version for Spotify. Like I'll just live loop it and, record the separate. So Loopy Pro allows you to record, each separate output, each separate input, all of them together, different channels, like, so you can really mix and master afterwards pretty well. I'm thinking my next single might be a live looping
That's so
song,
cool.
because I just made, so to celebrate Southbound when it came out, I made a really amazing playlist. I made parallel playlists. So one on Spotify, one on YouTube, and it only has songs that have a studio version and a live looping version on YouTube. So it has amazing artists from all over the world, but it's only songs that have, so like Southbound, for example, has a studio version and a live looping version on YouTube where you see me perform it live. It has it there. And Marc Rebillet, who is one of the most famous,
He's dressing gownness himself.
crazy ass musicians on, yeah. His album is live looped. Like he didn't go into a studio. He just used his live performances in his living room. And he has a lot of play. So it gives me, I'm someone who sometimes needs reassurance from, once I see someone has done it, it's like, okay, I can do it.
You're allowed.
Yeah, I'm allowed.
Yeah, you should totally do it.
So I think that's what's next. I think there is next. And then hopefully I'm going to have an EP out sometime.
Oh,
before
I can't wait.
2025 is finished.
All right.
Hopefully.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Thank you.
That'd be
that.
amazing. And
Yeah.
where can people find you online?
Yeah, so Spotify. So I go by Inby. It's my stage name and kind of like a nickname, and I have a fun time when people call it. My real name is Inbar, which is just a little more complicated to say. So I go by Inby, so I'm on all streaming platforms. And then I'm on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. YouTube, I have a lot of tutorials for Loopy Pro. I have live looping videos on YouTube. I think I've named it all. I have a website. You could find me everywhere.
Yeah, I think you've got it. Yeah.
I'm on the internet.
Well done. I hear that's
Thank you.
I hear that's going to be quite good, the internet. I think it's really
Quite
it's
big,
really it's
yeah.
going places. Yeah.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
look, it's been so nice talking to you, Inbar. It's
Thank you so
I'm
much.
so thrilled to see what you're doing with it. Yeah.
Thank you so
You're
much.
a champion.
This has been a dream come true to sit with the developer and show you what I'm doing. It's a big honor.
I love this stuff. I love seeing it.
Yeah.
It's hard because what I see in my day-to-day life is just, I've got to fix this bug and this bug and, this
Right.
thing doesn't work quite right. And it's very much in the weeds. So being able
Right.
to see something creative being done with it that's
Yeah.
real is it's a joy for me. So
Yeah.
thank you for showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've put so many features on Loopy Pro, and I think all of them are being used and utilized. Like, they are all brilliant and of use to musicians all over the world. It's a
someone,
really
somewhere.
powerful thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. And hopefully they don't get in the way.
No. You didn't ask me.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to include this question. What's your favorite feature of Loopy Pro? That's gotta
What
be.
is your favorite feature of the?
Thank
well,
you for
You talked
asking.
about told me about the clip slicer, so I was like, oh, okay,
That's
well, I
true.
guess we're done. But what
It is.
what is your favorite feature?
Okay. What is my favorite feature? Can I name 20?
Please do.
Yeah. Follow actions, of course. We talked about that. Clip slicer. Super fun. And having sliders that play with the pitch and the rate. So taking things backwards, super high pitched. Playing with that is my favorite thing to do. Like, in every live performance, I record the audience and then make them sound like crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Like, I
Nice.
record them into one shots, and then I have a slider changing the rate or the pitch, and I take it.
What a
Yeah.
great idea. Cool.
So I
They'd
think
love that.
those are my favorites.
Crowd pleaser. Cool.
Yeah.
What are your other 17, 18?
My other 17.
You don't have to name 17. That's okay.
Yeah. No, I think those are there's so many little ones, but those are the ones that, like, I can talk about technical things that are super useful for me, like all the widgets and sliders and, and being able to map different things to one button and being able to send MIDI messages in all directions and, and the MIDI mapping but I think those, like the clip slicer and the pitch, are the ones that just, I would have never thought of it in my like when I create music, and it brings out a new creative side of my music and my art and my performance.
Oh my God, that's so cool to hear.
Yeah.
Thanks, Inbar. You're awesome. Good luck with everything.
Thank you, Michael.